Hey guys, and welcome back to the channel, and today I'm doing a movie review on Masters of the Universe, so let's begin with this review. To be honest with you, I didn't actually plan to go and see this in the cinemas in the first place. It was more of a last minute thing that I was offered to go to and see with my uncle because he was a big fan of the cartoon series when he was younger, and I thought why not go see it because it actually kind of looked fun. And yeah, knowing me, of course, I accepted it and went. I know pretty much next to nothing when it comes to Masters of the Universe. I mean, I can name the main protagonist and antagonist, He-Man and Skeletor, but everyone knows that, so I basically know nothing. That doesn't really count. So beginning with my positives, Nicholas Galitzine, if I'm pronouncing that correctly, which I'm probably not, was superb as He-Man in my opinion. He really brought the character to life and he suits it really, really well. He's got the looks, the build, the height. And it would have either been him or Erling Haaland in my opinion. Nah, I'm joking, but there's parts in the film or moments in the film where I do think they share a bit of a resemblance. It might just be me. I might be just talking nonsense, but yeah. Especially when he says I've got the power. That made me kind of laugh inside. I didn't laugh. I didn't express it that much in the cinema, but inside I was kind of laughing because all I could picture was Haaland just, with a sword and then his muscles showing off. That's kind of funny, But yeah, there is moments where I feel like he does look a bit like Haaland in the film, and honestly, I wouldn't have really noticed if it was Haaland in the film. If they cast Haaland in the film as He-Man, I would have still gone to see it. But yeah, that was a pretty much near perfect casting. I think I don't think they could have made a better casting than that. Jared Leto suits Skeletor perfectly. I don't think they could have also made a better casting than that. He is perfect in the role, even though he's just voicing him. He's got the energy, he's got that experience, and yeah, just like Nicholas Galitzine, he just sits the role with Skeletor really really well. Both playing their respective characters, and Idris Elba is just as good as well in this film. He's usually good, and he's good here. There's not much to talk about him for me, but there's a surprise in this film for the cast, and that was the lead female, Camila Mendes, who I've not heard of before. I'm sure I'm not the only one, but after watching this, she is definitely showing a lot of promise for a grown actress in the future. She actually was really enjoyable to watch. I thought she was really good, and definitely probably could see her more in bigger roles in the future. This could be just like a start for her. With me knowing nothing about Masters of the Universe, there's a huge chunk of references and stuff that I know I missed, but the actual premise of the film was solid for the type of film it was, the epic fantasy adventures or sci-fi type kind of thing. But yeah, the plot was it's pretty good. I mean, Adam He-Man, obviously, he's actually the prince and heir to the throne of a fantasy world called Eternia, and the sent to Earth when he was young from danger tasked with protecting a magical sword, which is the key to saving the restoring peace to Eternia one day. So years later, returning to defeat evil Skeletor and restore peace. What an epic plot! You can't get any more epic than that. But there's also plenty of fun action moments in this film with numerous chases, fights, and danger. And to be honest with you, there isn't really a dull moment in this film when you're left bored or uninterested. There's actually plenty of fun and entertaining moments to keep you captivated. I think whilst it's campy and stupid, it's fun, and that's all that really matters. It's just giving you a good time. That like fantasy adventure sort of story, and yeah, I think it was pretty enjoyable personally for me. I think that taking it in for what it was actually is pretty enjoyable. It's the exact type of thing you expect from a fantasy film. I mean, ghoulish fantasy monsters chasing after main heroes, and then chases and these sci-fi fantasy sort of spaceships, like Star Wars almost kind of, and it leads to a old-fashioned classic sword fight between the main hero and villain in the end. It's literally what the classic textbook example of a fantasy adventure is, kind of mixed with sci-fi. The whole point and premise of the film is to offer full-scale epic fantasy and adventure. I think one of the film's weaknesses is that it falls short of being balanced and instead, in parts, focuses too much on meta-comedy than the actual story. The humour itself isn't actually that bad, but there's too much of it to the point where I think it becomes unnecessary. Forced modern themes such as placing He-Man in the modern society, working in an office job, just seems out of place, and that comes from me who knows nothing and has never watched the Masters of the Universe before. It just seems odd to see. I don't think that's right for this kind of context and story, but it was done just obviously to make a change and maybe make the film more modern again. I've used that for another film actually recently I've watched, but yeah, it just seems out of place even to me, who has never seen the original cartoon series from the 80s, but I do think they could have fixed that. The runtime's also overly long a bit, with 2 hours 20 minutes being a bit too much. I think 1 hour 40 seems much more well suited in my opinion. For someone who's never seen and knows nothing about Masters of the Universe, this was a fairly fun experience. I was glad to have watched it and seen it in cinemas. The campiness was strong and the action was dumb but fun. It was a fun experience overall, let's just say that. But for a first time watch, I'll probably give it a 2.5 out of 5 stars. And a 5 out of 10 for now. It might seem a bit low, but That's actually not too bad for me. That 2.5 for me is not bad, but it's not great either. Like, it's not exactly a bad film, but it's not exactly my sweet spot for a great film either. So it sits like a 5 out of 10, basically in the middle of the road for me. It's just like a okay middle of the table film. But maybe in future inspection and like rewatch, I'll grow to like it and appreciate this film much more if I ever do like actually check out more of Masters of the Universe. Masters of the Universe. Sorry, can't say that right. But yeah, for now it sits at 5 out of 10. So I'm sorry that might be a bit too low for a lot of like people, and especially to the original fans. I apologize, but that is what I set at for now, and this is what I'll rate this film for now. So, anyways, thank you for watching this review, guys. If you did enjoy, please remember to like, comment, share, and subscribe if you want to. Let me know down in the comments below what you thought of the film, and until next video, bye bye.